Gary, first of all, the international break is out of the way now. How is everybody? Have they reported back okay?
Yeah, we've had a good break in some ways because it's probably been one of few times where actually not as many went or didn't go for quite so long. So Bennick didn't travel away, so that was a massive benefit to him. James McLean came back early after the first game because he was not available for the second one, so he's had a good week's training. I think Sido came back early. The only ones, I think Kuko, Peter Etterone, the two Welsh lads really are the only ones that have been away for any foreseeable time. And out of those really, probably I think the only issue would be Peter, just because once again he gets back late Thursday night, comes into training today, so but he's fit to go. So yeah, we've got virtually the whole squad available, and we're really pleased about that. But we've had a good couple of weeks training, and obviously it's okay doing that, but you've got to then transfer that into a good performance in the next game.
On those that remain behind, how is Tom Ince, having had that hernia surgery?
Yeah, Tom's okay. Tom's done a little bit of light training. Again, we've got a big call really on whether we think he's quite ready. He's only trained for a couple of days, so and the fact that James McLean I think did really well on the right hand side, showed a different side to his game. I think it was very creative, and it helped him on that side in some ways to beat a player. So I was really pleased with that. So yeah, it gives us options, gives us good options. I think Sam Clucas back into training, playing a little bit of the Forest game, playing then the 90 minutes against in the Checker trade. Again, gives him a little bit of a base to at least come into contention also. So yeah, we're quite pleased. That's what you want as a manager. You want the options. What you got to do then is find the right options for the game, and see if that can get us the 3 points.
Eric Peters, he's missed the last couple of games. How's he?
Eric's fine. Yeah, he missed the first game for injury, and then the second game I just felt as I spoke to Eric about it. I'd never really have a left back on the bench, just because normally if you look at, for example, Kuko can play right back, left back, possibly centre half as well. Tom Edwards could play right midfield, right back. Eric realistically can play left back, so if he's not starting in the game, he wouldn't necessarily be on the bench, but that's no slight on him. What you find with that is you tend to go straight from not being in the 18 to being straight into the starting 11. That's how it works. So, but Eric's available, fit. Again, I think his recent form have been really good, but I also think Bruno's gone in there and done a really assured job on the back of a clean sheet. He kept his place, and we've had another clean sheet. So of course I've got another debate as to who starts in that position.
I was going to mention Bruno. How pleased have you been with him in those couple of games, having moved from centre half to left back?
Yeah, really pleased. I think he showed his adaptability and versatility. I know that as a left back, he perhaps isn't going to get forward as much as some left backs, but sometimes as a defender you're paid to keep clean sheets and do that job. And of course, after the start of the season, we're certainly not going to take for granted clean sheets, and then it's up to the other guys to do their job at the other end of the pitch, which we know they can, and we need to start doing. So been really pleased with him. It's interesting to read his comments, and I think in some ways it helps people to understand the opening period of the season. I think he said it himself, he found it hard to adjust to the fact that he was playing in the Championship, and I think we had a lot of players like that, which is very difficult to measure objectively. It's very difficult to explain too much, because it sounds like excuses as a manager, but the reality is some players, it's took them a while to settle down. Now they've settled down, we're starting to see what good players we always knew they were. So I've been really pleased with him. He's a great professional, he's a really good character. I really enjoy speaking to him. He's really intense about his football, and I think he showed that in his performances this season.
Now that the final international break of the year is out the way, does it give you a chance now to build some real momentum?
It gives us a chance. Of course, results are only going to dictate whether we build momentum, but I think we've shown after the opening start to the season, we've shown a real level of consistency about our performances. I think we've started to look much more solid as a team. You start to see the players understand the 4-3-3 formation a little bit better, and players coming back into that starting to flourish. What we now want to see is that, I wouldn't say the last little bit, because sometimes we start scoring goals again, we might become more, it's one of those, you're never quite complete, but I think the reality is we're just looking for that last bit of creativity, and we've done a lot of work on being a little bit freer in the final third, taking more risks in the final third. And I think as a manager, sometimes you can get the team, you can get the players up until that point, and then for me sometimes it's about them showing their ability, and we'll certainly try to give them the freedom and the confidence to go and do that. But we know they will. We've got good players up there, but of course we want them to start showing it really, really quickly.
It's QPR on Saturday. They had a sticky start to the season, but Steve McLaren seems to have stabilised things of late, and they're steadily improving.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Steve's a good manager. Obviously played under Steve at Derby when he was assistant manager under Jim Smith, and he's a fantastic coach, very forward thinking, and of course he's really experienced now. The amount of different jobs, different experiences he's had, both here and abroad. It's made him a really rounded coach. So, different, like you say, really difficult start. I think it's been a difficult period for QPR in terms of, I think, slightly different financial mindset of a lot of the clubs that haven't bounced back up as quick as they'd like. But I think Steve made a couple of loan signings early in the season. I mean, Wells and Hemed were certainly big signings. I think obviously Jeff's done quite well for them also, and that seemed to give them a little bit of bit more security and a bit more solidity. And certainly they've had a fantastic period. But once again, we're at home. I don't think it matters for us. Away from home, we've controlled games really, really well, no matter who we've played. And at home, we've been good to a level, but the next little bit for us, as we know, is scoring goals more freely at home, and not allowing teams to just come and block the game up and nick one chance and beat us. We've got to be better than that. So QPR will be no different. We're a good side, well coached, well drilled, full of confidence. But for us, it's no different. We'll respect them, but it's about us and it's about what we do.
I suppose their recent upturn in fortune just goes to show how quickly things can change in your favour in the Championship because of how quickly the games come.
Yeah, and again, I've seen some of the games where, they've capitalised on a mistake and ended up winning the game, and we've had similar games where, we've not quite had that little break in the box or a little bit of fortune. So, but again, I don't think we're too far away. I think we've seen an improved performances, and in this division you get 3 games in a week. You can almost turn your season round in 1 week. Alternatively, if a week doesn't go your way, there's still so many points to play for. So, but we're at a point now, if we want to be serious contenders, then of course we have to start turning some of the good performances and the draws into really good performances and wins. And we're aware of that, but we're also in a tough division where there's lots of teams trying to fight for exactly the same prize.